Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our spring band concert. In front of you is the 6th grade beginning band. So this is their second concert this year. Our last concert was in the gym over at Bluegrass. So these students have come a really long way since that concert. The piece you just heard is called Starfire Fanfare. It's a pretty challenging piece for this age because it's in a different time signature than what most students at this age play. It's in 6/8. So if you've got any kind of musical background, you might be familiar with that. The next piece that we're going to play for you sounds very different from the piece you just heard. So this next piece is called Farewell at Dawn. It's slow and lyrical, a very different style than the first piece. So please enjoy Farewell at Dawn. So you should be incredibly proud of what your students have been able to accomplish this year. If you remember where they started with our demonstration concert a few months ago, this is way further along in their journey as musicians. So hopefully you'll continue to support them in their efforts to become well-rounded musicians. And before we play our last piece, I just want to thank you all for trusting me to show them how to become really good musicians. So we do have one more piece for you for the beginning band. This last piece, as is tradition for me, is a march. So I like to end concerts on a march. It's something that was taught to me as a young band director, that's just something you do. So we're going to end the beginning band concert with a march. This march is called Fortis. All right, so this ends the beginning band portion of the concert. We're going to reset the stage. It's going to take just a couple of minutes. The sixth grade beginning band students are going to exit the stage and get things put away to come into their seats. And then our 7th and 8th grade concert band is going to take the stage, and we'll play some more music for you guys. So bear with us for just a few minutes. Welcome to the 7th and 8th grade portion of our performance. The piece you just heard is called Marche Diabolique. It's a very interesting piece because it has lots of harmonies that we're not really used to hearing. So most music we hear, the harmony is pleasant to listen to, but there's also the other side of the spectrum, and this music has some dissonance in it that makes it sound different than most of what you would hear. The next piece we're going to play for you is, again, a very different style. It's called Balladeer. It's a piece written by Frank Erickson a long time ago. It's a staple band piece. It's very smooth and lyrical, the complete opposite of what you just heard. So please enjoy Balladeer. The next piece we're going to play for you is something that I'm pretty proud of. This is the first piece that we've played here at Bluegrass Middle School that is a grade 4. So band literature is graded 1 through 6. Grade 1 and 2, so grade 1 would be beginning band literature. Grade 2 is like average middle school literature. Grade 3 would be advanced middle school literature to average high school freshman, sophomore band. And grade 4, 5, and 6 would be considered more advanced high school literature. So for them to be able to pull this off is a huge feat. They've worked extremely hard at it. The piece that I'm talking about is called Country Gardens by Percy Grainger. Interesting fact about this piece, Percy Grainger was a concert pianist, and this was one of the pieces that he arranged. It's an old folk tune. He arranged it for piano, and at his performances, his recitals, he was always asked to do an encore, and the audience loved Country Gardens. He lived in Australia, and this is a pretty popular folk song in Australia. And he played it so many times as an encore that he began to despise the piece. So he would intentionally play wrong notes during his performances to throw the audience through a loop because they begged him to play it. So he had quite a sense of humor. This arrangement for band is a traditional arrangement, so it's not the one with a bunch of wrong notes in it, but there are other versions out there where the arrangers have taken Grainger's humor and used it in their arrangements of this piece. So this is Country Gardens by Percy Grainger. So the piece you just heard, that last three pieces you just heard were performed at our KMEA Large Ensemble Assessment, in which the band received a distinguished rating, which is the highest rating you can receive at Large Ensemble Assessment. So not only were they playing difficult literature, but they also received distinguished ratings. If you are a member of the assessment band that performed at Large Ensemble Assessment, please stand. All right, so the next piece we're going to play for you has quite a few things going on with it. First, each year I dedicate a piece to the 8th graders who are leaving. So I'm going to call roll for them. If you hear your name, stand up, stay standing. All right? I'm going to call their name so that they can be recognized. Please hold your applause until the end. Let's see. Bronny Alvia, Brianna Asbell, Kat Bell, Cheryl Blessett, Miley Brady, Lincoln Brown, Alexander Chavez, Stevie Clare, Adrian Clark, Anna Davies, River Ellingsworth, Aaliyah Fox, Kaylin Garcia, Reina Garcia Solarzano, Renelle Bawe, Mary Hanna, Tinley Jenkins, Amari Jones, Isabella Masters, Luke Mattingly, Reese McCollum, Lauren McVaney, Tucker Miller, Matthew Mora, Isabella Peters, Alexis Rail, Jeremiah Rice, Jesse Roberts, Zachary Robinson, Nathan Sanders, Lexi Schartzer, Manveer Singh, Sam Singh, Cheyenne Skaggs, Peyton Skaggs, Joy Spencer, Erica Stewart, Jackson Wheeler, and Dean Williams. Please give them a huge round of applause. So it's always hard to say goodbye to our 8th graders, but I know they're going to go on and do awesome things. This piece is entitled Nearer My God to Thee. It is an old hymn, and there's some interesting facts about this hymn. So the first interesting fact is that allegedly it was performed during the sinking of the Titanic. So there was a band on board the Titanic, and this is a piece that they decided to play as the ship sank to help calm some of the distressed passengers. The other interesting fact about this piece is it's also known as the Turner Doomsday Video. So if any of you are familiar with CNN, the founder, Ted Turner, started the channel in 1980. And at the start of the broadcast, they played the national anthem, and then they broadcast 24 hours a day. I have a quote from the man himself about this piece. So he commissioned a recording of Nearer My God to Thee from several military bands to be recorded as a video, and that video is entitled the Turner Doomsday Video. So CNN, he said that they would be on air until the end of the world. So he thought it would be interesting to commission this piece to be played before they sign off. So he said, we'll be on and we'll cover it live, speaking about the end of the world, and that will be our last event. We'll play the national anthem only one time when we start the channel, 1980, and when the end of the world comes, we'll play Nearer My God to Thee before we sign off. So this video is currently on hold at CNN, and it's titled the Turner Doomsday Video, and the instructions say hold for the end of the world. So very interesting piece, this one. We're going to play Nearer My God to Thee for you. Our last piece for you this evening is, you guessed it, a march. We end concerts with a march. That's what we do here. This march is one of my all-time favorites, composed by John Philip Sousa, the March King himself. This march, The Thunderer. So before we leave, I just want to thank you again for letting me work with your students and show them how to become musicians. These 8th graders are going to be missed. They've come a really long way, and our 7th graders have come a long way from what they were when they were 6th graders. When we dismiss, the students will put their things away. If you all will wait in the commons, they will be coming through this hallway here to meet you guys out front. Okay? Thank you for coming to our concert, and get home safe. Here's The Thunderer.